have it now. I have him. I have him. I have the man's name. His name is Peter. His name is Peter Atkins, and it's the book is called The Laws of Nature. It says Conjuring the Universe, and then the sub is Laws of Nature, and it's just amazing. Like the book is just fantastic. It's just phenomenal, and he talks about. Currently, he's talking about like he aligns every way of how I might think that predictions work. Now he says it scientifically. I say it psychically. I think he's speaking to me as a psychic. I'm interpreting this as a psychic. Hold on, let me wait to make sure people like to give them a chance to come back in. I only stepped away for a second, just for a split second, just to grab my notes. Let's see. Mm-hmm. All right. I was just trying to grab my notes. Okay, hold on. How long did it? Okay, well, it's taking a little longer now. They're probably predisposed. Like they zoomed in here just a minute ago. Okay, so it's a minute in. Okay, so it takes usually 3 minutes to come in. Okay, so I'm gonna give them a chance. But usually I'm already talking by the time they're coming in here. But anyway, I need to share this author. This author is good. It's a good author. And then I want to hear other people's take on the subject. I think they'll be fascinated because this is a subject that people are having everywhere, like that the difficulty level in making an assumption about the future. Hi. Okay, I made it back. Yeah, sometimes it kicks off like, yeah. I don't think it's buggy. I just have a sense that it's a lot of like, you know, like there's certain things you can't do. So on this app, because I'm broadcasting from an app. Sigma. Okay, so the book that I'm reading, I got my notes here. Is have you ever heard of Peter Atkins? Peter Atkins is he considers himself to be a theoretical mathematician, but he knows physics like nobody's business and all the maths. And there's a book that I'm very enchanted by. It's called Conjuring the Universe, and then the sub is the origins of the laws of nature. It talks about the laws of nature. And now, again, he is a true scientist, mathematician, but he's also a theoreticist mathematician. And he's a good read. I'm enjoying the book. And I haven't stolen it and stripped it away from the library. I'm not going to do that. But I'm considering purchasing the book. It's so good. And yes, and he explains about like, okay, so he speaks, okay, in the mathematical world, like you all say like causal or the cause of things. Not causal, you don't use causal. You say the cause of things, but a cause and effect. One thing leads to the next, right? But on our side, I know the language that we use, we refer to that as the causal plane. So I'm able to plot the areas that he considers to be invisible on my side, and he's able to create a formula for me to follow. And I'm just following as if it's written as an instruction. So basically, it becomes a tool. The book becomes an instructional manual and is helping me to navigate and have a better understanding about being psychic, literally. So yeah, that's what I was trying to get to my notes to say, and then something like the live ended or something like that. I didn't do it. It just sometimes it does that. It's I'm going. To your question, do you believe in Jesus? I actually am only going to speak about the Bible and other subjects on along those lines in members. So that's only going to be a discussion that I have for my members. I am a profession. Well, I hold a contract, so I hold a professional position within companies that serve all of the world. Two different, two different continents. One is in America, also the number one company for psychic services. I'm a part of them, and also the number one, not the number two. I work with the clients of five famous psychics, and that's in the UK. So yeah, so I'm a psychic that is holds a contracted to do readings. So that's number one what I do. So I'm allowed to say when you ask me, so what are you? What do you do for a living? When you go into file taxes, it's gonna what do you put down? I'm allowed to put down psychic. Okay, so I put down psychic. I can also put down consultation if I want. All right, but yeah, so when it comes to any subject surrounding the Bible, because I know so much about, because I read all the books, right? So, and I'm a psychic is also a spiritualist. That doesn't have to be, but I am. I study extensively, and so I'm only going to speak about those subjects on a neutral ground. Because if I start giving you too much knowledge, I don't know, your ego might kick in, you'll leave the room, and you'll leave me spinning wheels. And no, I'm going to do it for members so that my members I can give the information to them in a way that they become filled, they're a member, and I know that the information is landing in someone's good hands, that they'll take care of that information that I share with them. Kind of like my readings as well. I will share with you the readings, and do for you, give you the readings. Yeah, but I know that my readings the information I share is landing in good hands, and they'll take care of the messages that I gift them. Yeah. Speaking of gifts, I found a clean way. There you go. People can also, yes, if you'd like to gift, I have a way. Yeah, it's like a QR code, and that's my name. I am. Isn't that strange? Like, my name is Isaiah. I have many stage names, but yes, Isaiah Reed. I can use my name as well. Yeah, my name is That is so funny, isn't it? Isaiah. And you were just talking about the Bible. But I am psychic, though. I'm psychic. Isaiah Reed, expert and trusted, professional psychic. Yeah. So, yes, you can absolutely gift, and much appreciated, by the way. Also, yes, I can. It may even inspire me to answer your questions, too. So, if you like a personal question answered, I need to figure out a way somehow as your questions are coming in, then maybe, I can read your question as a note. I haven't figured that part out yet. But yeah, that would be nice. And then I can still mask who asked the question if they don't want to be uncovered. But I haven't figured that part out yet. I have the tools to do it that way. make it where people can anonymously, and I can keep you anonymous and go into certain subjects that whatever the subject is you're asking about. I'll figure it out. Yes. I am so gifted in this, in the abilities, for being a psychic. And I am very blessed to hold the contracts that allow me to be a psychic to so many people in the world and be a blessing unto my clients. And, they reach out to me in various times of need, speaking with them in the night, and they need someone to speak with. And it is, one, as they say, some of the most difficult times, being that there's the end of the year. And of course, I love the idea that my client who was speaking to me in the night, was just trying to figure where they were at, and and their home, their family, their children, contacted me in the morning, like hours, later into, and it was morning, and they just seemed so much more like lifted. They are lifted. Their spirits are lifted, and it's beautiful that Isaiah, the psychic, am a part of their journey. So, yes, so I'm very pleased with the work that, well, and also my clients, I'm sure, are pleased with the work that I do. Yeah, but yes, if you'd like to gift, also if you would like to present a question on a unique and special subject, yes, you can gift. And because I am going to reserve actually reading for people, um, oh, and also reading anything that's subject regarding the Bible, questions of regarding the Bible, also in memberships. But also you can gift and ask a questions as well. And guy, where? Oh my God, hold my hand. No, guy, where? Oh, so yeah. And but I work with so many of my clients, and my clients, they have relationships though. Majority of my clients are heterosexual. They like, the women like by like men, and the men like women, right? And so, believe it or not, I help them formulate like what they should ask their um, the person who they're interested in. Yeah, both men and women, I help them through it. I help, like, women will ask me, why does the man say this, or why does he act like this, or why did he text me this? So that means if you text your girlfriend, or if your girlfriend texts you, people read to me what they said, and I'm able to mystically, through using my psychic abilities, interpret what it means. So I'm able to help them better understand each other. I help men alike understand each other better. Yeah. So that's what I do. Um, I also deal with different, because not all relationship is just restricted to men and women. So I do read for, let's say, men who have, a few different love interests, but also women who are in, complicated relationships. We'll say it that way. And I help, bring light and help navigate those relationships. Yeah, so that's what I don't know. I'm very blessed in that area. Like, I know what to say both to women and men. Yeah, I in fact heterosexuals ask me what should they do next for, and I have a contract to do exactly that. And yes, as you said, somebody said, who is it? Tech 832. My clients love me with my abilities to do that. So I'm all working, weaving through the families. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's yeah. I read so well that the blessing comes through. It's a blessing that comes through with me, my guides, and it's just able. I'm able to connect with both women and men. Yes, and I help them even create family for themselves. So that my clients are able to have family, children. Um, they ask all the questions regarding fertility, maternity, fraternity, and we bring families together, help them to grow and bring prosperity. You know, the wife will ask when the man is going to get the job, or we help navigate to help them both get work. Maybe even help them prepare for raising their new home. Yeah, it says we're not like not designed for monogamous. Well, you sound very young. You sound very young. I'm not saying that everybody wants to be in a monogamous relationship, but as people do get older, they are looking for one person to be with, and there are so many people who enter into a marriage, like if they, let's say a man been married, and but there's a particular type of man or a wife. They didn't cheat. They didn't divorce because they cheated. They just divorced, and because of other factors than cheating. And so what I find, especially with men will not, they it's very difficult for a man who was married, like who married young all his life, but it was satisfied as a husband. Number one, he wasn't like, he didn't get the chance to explore women, and so now he's a hustler. Now he's like, now that he's a free man, the guilt is not there, and he can go and be within as many women as he wants. Not those. No, there are a very specific men who have like married in their 20s, and then they've been married for like 8, 11 years, and it's very difficult for that man to get into the dating world, because what he's looking for is a serious relationship. Even if he's not, if let's say he meets the woman and she's not ready to marry, but she will take him serious. Like she will date him. They will become a couple. They'll form a relationship. He will not seek other women while being with her, and he's hoping, and the way he's engaging her, he will treat her like a wife, like he's treated his, like he's preparing either to make her a wife, or it will treat her like they've always been married the whole time. Like he does husband things. Like a man who, like your date look like she is dating, might not, like, she has to like hold her own in the relationship. He may not open the door. He may not like include her in his household. He may not be interested in introducing she to his children. Maybe they're older and they understand, like, okay, dad is seeing someone. He may not like pick her up, and be seen in public with her. He may not ever invite her to his house or to his apartment, wherever, flat, wherever. He may not really care or not if she introduces him to her children or introduces him to her family. He's like, I'm not really interested. He may even decline. Like, no, 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 I'm not trying to be introduced to your brothers and sisters. I don't want to meet anybody. Like, meaning, like just keep it private, and things like that. But a man who has been married for a long time and that's all he's known, and he feels more at ease with just being in a serious relationship, will want all those things. Well, like, yeah, I'm like he's introducing me to his mom, and like she's literally on the phone with his sister, and he's like inviting like he has the kids over for the weekend, and they've already worked it out with the I've even women, like really good transitions, women will actually speak with the new relationship, the ex-husband, right? We'll say ex-husband's ex-wife, the mother of the children, and they chat like adults maturely. Right, and they're like, yeah, I'm really like I'm speaking with the clients, and they're like, yeah, I'm really good with the mother of his children. We talked it out, and it's not a big deal. I pick up the kids, and we and things like that. We do things with the kids, and we got them something, or I drop them off, and so yeah, it's very sophisticated. Yeah, so I'm just saying, there are certain people who are made for monogamy. In fact, and as a psychic, a lot of people want to know, like, what kind of person that they're dealing with, if they are, because sometimes I can sense when a person is not monogamous material, when they're not husband material. I can sense it. I like hear that he's not energy husband. Then there's some people who it's energy, like they are husband energy, right? Yeah, ain't that crazy? See, that's the kind of conversations that I had. That was a very interesting, hilarious, yeah, promote, yeah, to watch you. Instead of well, no, no. This is more like people, who are with us, and during the times of their own spiritual journey. Because listen, Christians are not the only group who comes to speak to me. Okay, so people from all over the world, different cultures. Okay, the first 20 minutes of my day, I could be speaking to a Muslim. The next time, I could be speaking to someone who was Native American, who actually has access to being on a reservation and speaks to their tribe, medicine with women, and men, and wise men, that's all, right? Or a person who lives in China, for example, who is a Buddhist, or someone who is more like scientific in the mind. They don't really have a religion, but they know math, and they know like treat people with respect. Don't scuff someone's shoes. Clearly. Like they just want an answer. Like will they be able to make the right investment? A simple question. They don't need me telling them how to get saved. They just need, maybe they'll be a better person in their world, and maybe everybody else around them. Because if they're a better person, they'll be a better person to those around them, and those around them will be a better person to them, and then maybe that will spread. Regardless if it's coming by way of, frankly, even if it's coming by way of, some people are Hindu. So if it comes through by way of Hinduism, I'm a psychic is okay with that. That's what people, I think you all don't understand. Ministers, according to your religion, that's the one who's only going to speak to you in your religion. A psychic, anybody can have access to a psychic, right? Like a prophet of, let's say, Jesus, that prophet only was going to speak to, only, I guess, people who only follows Christians. Psychics are not like meant like your pastor. Your pastor, bishop only want to speak to that their congregation. A psychic is going to speak to from everybody from that temple, that temple, that temple, that temple, that temple. And our goal is not to instill dark actions in. No, it's to guide you to being a better person. And yes, it is spiritual. It's very spiritual. It's even, if the person is not spiritual, then we can say it's personal and it's only meant for them. And this is a time where they can be selfish. So yes, I read for Christians. That doesn't mean I don't read for Christians. I read for plenty of Christians and pastors and priests, but it's for every this space is for everybody. So yeah, so like if a Christian comes in and like is not allowed to be with a room full of different people outside of Christianity, that would be an issue because yeah, because we would welcome the Christian, but would the Christian be able to adapt and just know that they can still maintain being a Christian, but they just have to realize it's kind of like public transportation. We're going this for now. We're moving in the same direction, and everybody's just trying to get to where they're going. So a psychic is just like a bit of a bus driver. I'm just here to help you all. Anybody, not just Christian, but every person on for the ride to get to where they're going. That's it. So it's no need to over simplify it, but simply said, basically, that's what I do. Right. So I'm not held to the same standards as like a prophet is saying, well, no, you got to be saved first before I give you something, or like anything I give you is about you being saved. That's no, I'm here to like, are you about to lose your house or are you selling your house? Okay. Let's see when your house sells. Okay, you're about to lose your home. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if anything can be done to save your home so you don't be homeless. It doesn't I'm not concerned if the person has, to be honest, if they've had their daily bread yet. I'm not asking them that. Or if they've done Hail Mary, or if they have done, their yoga today. If they've done their yoga and they've done their mantra or their tantra, none of my business. I just need to know, how's your family? And are you happy? Are you healthy? Are you taking care of yourself? And I don't care who comes in on the stretcher. I don't care what skin color they are. I don't care about their belief system. I'm helping them, okay? I'm going to help them. I hope that answers your question. But I still want you all, I want everybody to come in, but I just want you to understand that, like, you already have your prophets, you already have your bishops. We're something else. I'm not saying you gotta start going to go see a psychic, but you are here, and it's like if you go to a country, you go to the local village, then you have like these days we're like, please don't come in and want to change our culture. Don't come in and change the culture. We don't need you to like he come in with a whole nother outside culture. We don't need that. But I mean, we're interested in your culture, but we don't want to change our culture. We're not looking to change our culture. But yeah, right. So yeah, I just want to help people. That's it. I had the gift. My gift did not start when I received my first tarot deck. My gift started well before then, and my gifts will be well after whatever happens with these tarot cards, And by the way, I can use my gifts without any tools. The tools is like the math. What's his name? Peter Atkins uses math and science and physics and understands volume and how to break that down and make a metrics. What do they call it? Move one formula into one type of formula to get a different equation, to get it for a different answer. That I do the same thing with my tools. I know how to do that with my tarot cards and other things. Yeah. But am I over here like, be it like getting into dark activities. I mean, you don't have to use the tarot to get into dark activities. You can hold that. You can hold any book, not just the Bible, any book, any scripture. You could be in any religion and tap into dark forces. You don't have to be a psychic. A psychic doesn't have to be the. It's not only limited to a psychic that can open up unwanted doors. Just saying. Like, don't put that much responsibility on me. That's a big responsibility. I don't have that level of responsibility that, I have to contemplate every day to keep from going dark. Every one of us in here right now, everybody on this planet, every day, I'm sure have to contemplate at least, a few times out of the day not to go dark or not to go left. Just at the simplest of things, like somebody just cut you in line. The server wasn't nice enough to you. Somebody is impeding on your, just you having free movement. Some older couple is taking too long. And that young person didn't hold the door open for you or didn't say thank you when you held the door open for them. We always are like this close from slipping into a darker side of ourselves. And it is not limited, restricted, and you can't put all that responsibility on a psychic. Okay? Yes. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Heart. But the heart has to be open to even be a psychic, because to be a psychic, people who are looking for you, or any type of service from a psychic, they're looking for somebody who is caring, patient, slow to talk, someone who can listen, and somebody who they deliver the honest information, but in a warm way, right? In a compassionate way. These are criterias that you have to possess as a person, first of all, but they check before the company, hires you, before they give you extend a contract to you and welcome you aboard, to the team. They make sure that, you are not saying you got to be a saint. You don't have to be a saint. You don't have to be like like a yo guy living in the woods. Anyway, they'll ask, if you have, a laptop and computer, and very good Wi-Fi. They'll ask all of that anyway. Because these up to date, the way we deliver our readings is through electronics. We video, phone, text. People can even email me, message me now. So you don't have to go be like like somebody who is like living off the grid to be a psychic. It's just but you do have to be like genuine. You have to be genuine. Hmm. Yeah. And they talk with you before, like, even if you were like a prophet, like you still like, and you wanted to be a psychic, because there's some prophets, by the way, who actually, well, at least it says on their profile that they are prophets and prophetess, but they occupy the psychic space, and I don't ask them how that works out for them. But yeah, even if they applied, it's like, first of all, are you kind? Are you kind? And just saying, well, I'm, I follow, I read the Quran. That's not enough for them to hire you. That won't be enough. Like, they're going to say, well, first of all, let me put you in a scenario. What would you say to this person if they ask this? And how are you going to deal with questions if you're very religious about somebody asking about, okay, so he's seeing a woman. She's married and so is he. How would you answer a question who's madly in love with a woman who's already married? What will be your answer? And your answer can't be, as easily as circle A, of course. A, they shouldn't be married because, hey, they're married to other people. So what business do they have being in love with to each other? Even you said, hey, we're not made for monogamous relationship anyway. So then you have your own personal thoughts on the subject anyway, but let alone, somebody who's a prophet and they give that as an answer is not psychic. That's not a psychic answer. So yeah, that person would not be hired. It doesn't mean that it only applies to Christians. I'm using that as a because that's the example. I think anybody, any culture who's serious about marriage don't really want their husband interacting with or wife interacting with other people. Um, Cultures like Muslim cultures, the law is you get three wives. That means you have to make the same amount of money for all to give all three the same thing. So if you give one a car, the other two are eligible for a car. You give one a house, the other two get a house, etc. So okay, so and of course we know in other cultures they are allowed afforded more like wives plural, but they appear to be well kept and very happy in that culture, and they hang out together like hey sis, and the royal families I had the pleasure of reading for in their culture, like they're traveling the world and like one is